What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review, and this time I'll be going over Nephenee and gonna be going over the builds that you can run on her in the modern times. At the end, I'll also have a special bonus segment. So Nephenee is a Gen 1 Lance Infantry unit with Dauntless Lance as a preferred weapon, and this is a super old weapon refine, so of course it has not aged well and we just have better arcane weapons now. So Dauntless Lance provides her with minus on special cooldown and also effective damage against armored units. And then for its refined part, it just has steady posture 2 built in, and that's pretty much it. So unfortunately she cannot really get this in the player phase, and this weapon provides her with no extra attack, which is not really the best when Nephenee doesn't really have the highest attack stat. And the best thing about this weapon is the fact that she at least has minus on special cooldown, so she can have a 2 cooldown Bonfire or have a 1 cooldown Vital Astra. But if you're a huge Nephenee fan, then the Arcane Lances are just better than Dauntless Lance, which has aged, quite a lot. And going over the stat spread of Nephenee, she does have base 33 attack after the Resplendent stats and also has base 37 speed. Base 37 speed is definitely workable. It's not super fast by the modern standards, but she can work it out. And she does have defense, which is going to be higher than a lot of the Lance Infantry units that we have. Comparing Nephenee's stat spread to a free-to-play Lance Infantry like Summer Norn and also Brave Lucina, who's also got a Resplendent version, you can see that Nephenee does close out the gap now at the very least when it comes to the speed. She is going to be missing out on like 1 speed point compared to these 2 units, but still she can make use of the damage reduction skills at max investment, and she is going to be lacking a bit of attack, but she has got more defense than both of these, so she can function at max investment if you're a big Nephenee fan. And Arcane Lewin, which we have got, is going to be a fantastic weapon, and it can definitely help you modernize her quite a lot. If you're going to be building up Nephenee on a budget, then you can simply try and work with her weapon refine and give her steady posture too, and just work it out with Wrath and also Darting Breath so that she can trigger Bonfire and do quite a lot of damage, especially with the extra damage that Wrath can provide. But if you're trying to invest into her a bit more, and if you're not going to be giving her an Arcane Lance, then at the very least you can provide her with the skills from the Divine Codes like Attack Speed Ideal, Null Follow-Up from Lumera, and Attack Speed Oath from the Divine Codes. So this is going to be a bit of a high investment build with Dauntless Lance. Obviously not the best weapon, and you will have to spend 25 flowers on her, but still this is something that you can run if you're not going to be able to give her an Arcane Lance. And if you're going to be able to provide her with, one of the Arcane Lance in Arcane Xiang, then she can definitely run a Godlike Reflexes build. I would say that if you're trying to run Godlike Reflexes, then Arcane Xiang is going to be a bit better than Arcane Lewin because of the special charges that you can get. Obviously, Arcane Lewin is also really good, giving you Null Follow-Up, but Arcane Xiang does have the Follow-Up negation and also guaranteed follow-up attack, so it can become like a pseudo Null Follow-Up if you're fast enough compared to the other opponents. So it can work out with the Godlike Reflexes build, and she can run a distant counter skill like Distant Dart for example, or even Distant Attack Speed solo in her slot A and run Close Call. You will definitely need to set up Godlike Reflexes through some kind of support like Duo Asker or Veluria, and then you can hopefully loop it from there with the special charges of Arcane Xiang. And Arcane Xiang does give you the minus on special cooldown, so Godlike Reflexes does become a 2 cooldown special, and you can just stack up the damage reduction with Speed Smoke 4 and Close Call 4 or any kind of tier 4 damage reduction skill, because it does have the Phantom Speed built in, which is going to be helpful for a Gen 1 unit like Nephenee. At max investments, you can basically run a God Lance build, which can work out. And if you're going to be giving her Arcane Lewin, then it is going to be an excellent weapon because it provides you with true damage based on 20% of your speed, which can definitely help with Nephenee's damage output as she doesn't really have the highest attack stat, and she can also get the dull speed defense, which is helpful when we're trying to speed stack on her, and getting the full Null Follow-Up out of Arcane Lewin is going to be really helpful because she's not going to be dependent on anyone to outsource the Null Follow-Up, and she's going to be self-sufficient. And Attack Speed Finish 4 is going to be really helpful because we're going to be running Time Pulse 4 and Vital Astra. So Vital Astra is going to be pre-charged with Time Pulse, and it is always going to be charged up with its looping, and you can even trigger it twice in a single round of combat in the player phase if the foe doesn't have any kind of guard skill. It might seem like Spurn and Finish 4's healing have some kind of anti-synergy, but keep in mind that Spurn 4's true damage does work dynamically, so if you do fall into the threshold in the combat, then in the combat itself you do get the true damage by triggering the special. So that's why it can help her when she's going to be taking a lot of damage and we definitely have some insanely hard-hitting opponents, so you can run Spurn 4 or any kind of tier 4 damage reduction skill on her, but you do get the true damage out of Spurn, which is pretty nice, but some people do prefer the movement from close call, so it could also be an option. And the Finish 4 skill is just perfect for the extra true damage and also for the healing that you can get by triggering Vital Astra again and again. You can also try and run her with attack speed unity if you're going to be using her with Legendary Male Robin, so this can definitely help you have elevate her speed ceiling in a way by making use of Grand Strategy and by stacking it up with attack speed unity. And finally, she could be run as an Omni Tank with distant attack speed solo at max investment. So again, a tier 4 damage reduction skill and Time Pulse are going to be the staple on Nephenee so that she can pre-charge her Vital Astra and keep it charged up for the extra damage reduction. But you can definitely try and run something other than Time Pulse 4 in the slots if you want to, like attack speed Oath 4 can definitely work out, or even Speed Smoke 4 if you can outsource the pre-charging of Vital Astra to some kind of other unit. So that is also an option, but being self-sufficient is always pretty helpful in FEH when you can just charge up your own specials and always keep it looped up with Time Pulse 4. So functioning as a speedy Lance Infantry unit is pretty much going to be the end game for Nephenee if you're going to be investing a bit more into her. And we do have some amazing weapons in Arcane Lewin and Arcane Xiang, which do open up the new options for her. So if you're going to be running Vital Astra, then Arcane Lewin is going to be the weapon of choice. But if you want to run Godlike Reflexes, then like I said, Arcane Xiang is going to be a bit better because of these special charges that you can get. And I guess if you want to use her for Gale Force, then Arcane Xiang is also better because of these special charges. But she's mainly going to be used as a fast infantry unit with Godlike Reflexes or Vital Astra, just speed stacking and getting a lot of damage reduction and also taking advantage of the null follow-up in her weapon. This is my theory craft on improving her weapon refine, and I at least want to make it so that it's like a side grade to the arcane weapons. So if I had to modernize her weapon refine, I would still keep the -1 special cooldown and the effective damage against armor units. And because her weapon's name is Dauntless Lance, I kind of gave her the Daunt effect that we kind of casually refer to in the form of the rain skills and such. So the in-combat debuff that it can do to the enemy is many times referred to as the Daunt effect. So that's why I gave her attack speed defense hold in a way so that she can support her allies while still taking advantage of the in-combat debuffs. So she can debuff the foes within 3 spaces for -4 attack speed and defense, which is going to be helping. And then in sort of combat, if her HP is at or above 25%, she can get 40% damage reduction on foes' first attack, which can definitely help her quite a lot if you're going to be stacking a lot of speed on her. And while the true damage is not really as much as Arcane Lewin, the true damage based on 15% of her speed is still going to be helping her with the damage output. And then for her weapon refine, I've got another layer of Daunt effect, so she can basically debuff the enemy within 3 spaces of her for -8, which is extremely powerful, and that is going to be helping the allies as well. And then the weapon refine does give her null follow-up and also the guard effect on the opponent. I did want to give her the guard effect so that she basically has the tier 4 version of steady posture in a way. So guard and null follow-up do help her quite a lot. So this can help her function in the combat as a fast lance infantry unit. And then the Daunt effect or the hold skill that she has got in her weapon refine and the primary effect is going to be extremely helpful so that the allies that are close to Nephenee can also take advantage of these debuffs on the enemies, which is going to be making her a bit more unique. So let me know what you think about this weapon refine theory craft in the comment section down below, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to share this video with your friends if they are trying to build up Nephenee, and if you did enjoy, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps us tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because expecting YouTube sub boxes to work is like expecting Nephenee without a helmet. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.